Julia Adams here, joined by Kelsey McIntosh from the top 3 ranked women's water polo team. Kelsey, thank you so much for being here today.
Of course, thank you for having me.
So the women's water polo team here is like a dynasty. 6 national championships, you've been on one of those teams. What would you say is the secret to your guys' success?
I think our culture. Our culture as a team really stresses hard work and family. I mean, we go to USC, so that family is already integrated, but we work really hard. We're one unit, we work together in everything, and any obstacle that comes up, we face it as a team. So anything that we go through, we rely on each other, and I think that really has shown over the years and has attributed to our success.
And you guys got your first loss of the season to UCLA at the Triton Invitational Tournament. How do you kind of recover after a loss like that to the crosstown rival?
It's always hard to lose to the Bruins. Any game we play them, we want to win. Regardless of if we're 1, we're 2, we're 10, it doesn't matter. So that was hard, but recovering after it is the easy part in that it allows us, we have a little saying on our team is you either win or you learn. So I think it's really allowed us to see the things that we have to improve on. Because at the end of the day, we want to beat them in May. We want to win the national championship. So if we can learn what we need to improve on now, then we got to we have to do that.
And you've been part of a national championship team. Do you think the team that you're on right now has what it takes to win?
I think so. That year, my sophomore year, we had amazing chemistry. Everybody was best friend. I know that's cliche or whatever, but we really had a super close team. And that just made practices and hard days that much better because we could rely on each other and lean on each other when we were down. And this team has the same. Pinta, Casey, and Connor do a great job, and they are part of that chemistry as well. And I think we have a really strong unit of girls that really want to win.
And along with the national championship, you've also been All-American, honorable mention. What would you say is the most memorable part of your career at SC so far?
I would say winning the national championship. Especially in our home pool. Beating Stanford in a game like that, it's 5-4. It was surreal. It's just so cool to be surrounded by your friends and family and the team that you've battled with all year. That's why you come here. That's why we play sports, is to win. And for that to pay off and to see the happiness and joy on all of our coaches and all of the teammates' face, it makes every hard day, every morning practice at 6 o'clock worth it. So.
And you're a senior now. What kind of advice do you give to the younger girls on the team to help, get them to reach that level?
Take advantage of every day. I was just thinking about this the other day with my fellow seniors. It was a blink of an eye to be a senior. It feels like yesterday I was a freshman in their shoes. So to me, it's just learn the system, get to know the girls, and just work your hardest, because you don't want to look back 4 years later and say, I could have done this better, or I could have worked harder. I think if they come in every day just trying their hardest and putting everything out there, there's nothing you can regret. There's nothing you can look back on and say, I wish I did this differently. So.
And water polo is a really hard sport. I always say I played for a second in middle school. I think I lasted about 2 weeks, and I remember I got punched in the nose, and I was like, this sport is not for me. So I'm just wondering, why did you choose water polo in the first place?
I grew up on the pool deck. My mom was a swimmer and a swim coach. So I was always on the pool deck. I swam competitively. When I was 5, I started swimming competitively. And my older sister, who's 3.5 years older than me, got to play water polo. So I finally got my mom to say yes, and I started playing when I was 6. So I was just on the pool deck all the time, and we had a good swimming program, and then that swim coach turned it into a water polo program as well. So it just kind of was easy. You did swim and then you played water polo. And at some point I was just I'm ready to play water polo. I'm done with this swimming thing. So yeah, it's a tough sport, but it's an awesome sport too.
Yeah, it gets kind of violent under the water, right? How do you get past that?
It's tough. You have to be tough. Yeah. You have to take it with a smile on your face and just keep going. it's definitely not for the weak. It's a tough sport.
And you major in psychology when you're here. Do you want to go into psychology in the future, or what are your plans for after USC?
I love psychology. It has like helped me in my relationships and like looking at life as a whole. I kind of want to go into psychology, but I love the sport of water polo so much. I would be like so grateful if I got the chance to coach like anywhere. I just love the sport of water polo. I love being able to give back to like younger generations. And over the summer we have like water polo programs that run through USC, and every year I've coached at that, and I just love it. It's so much fun to me. I get to be around the sport that I grew up playing and get to like raise the next generation of water polo players. So if I could do that after graduation, that'd be awesome. That's the dream.
Do you see playing in your future as well, or mainly you want to go the coaching route?
Probably recreational wise. I've had a little bit of injuries like in my like long career. So not sure how much farther I can go with that. But I'll still be playing for a long time, just playing the game I love, whether it's recreational or competitive.
Yeah, well, thank you so much for being here,
Of
Kelsey.
course.
We really
Thank you for having
appreciate
me.
you for coming in. But be sure to watch Kelsey and the rest of the women's water polo team as they continue on through the rest of their season.